46 teams from 5 different states, all vying to be named Upper Class Fall World Series champions. Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. We have our game of the day on the road to that championship between the East Cobb Patriots and Aqua Sox. We're eyeing a 125 first pitch and what has been a bit of a delay for us here this morning as we run through games. I'm Cory McCartney. We've got, again, a 125 first pitch. I'll be joined along the way during our broadcast with Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt, along with our own Grayson Rosen. As we turn our attention to sports here, of course, we certainly want to extend any hopes for everyone out there impacted by Hurricane Helene. This obviously, though, for us is another big weekend of competition on our campus. And like every competition weekend here at LakePoint Sports, it's a chance for players to make their marks with greatness on the field, and it's a chance for players to show their greatness off it as well. We've teamed up with Johnsonville in their push to keep the internet juicy. And let's go inside the mission to bring the positive back to the internet. Any and everyone is encouraged to share the moments that fit into this Keep It Juicy campaign. So whether you're the one who spotted the activity, the one performing the act, or the recipient of the good deed, there's something in it for everyone. And Johnsonville might just reward you for your behavior and or participation. So use the QR code on screen for more information on how you can make a submission, or you can head on over to LakePointSports.com or any of our social channels to access the submission form. All year long here at LakePoint Sports, we put the focus on so many athletes that come here to use this platform for the opportunity to show themselves on the baseball fields. And our own Grayson Rosen got to go extra bases with Silas Muley from Legend High School in Colorado and FTB Philly Scouts, the top-ranked outfielder in Colorado in the class of 2026. Let's check out Grayson going extra bases with Silas.
Today we're going extra bases with Silas Miley, class of 2026 out of Legend High School in Colorado, the number 5 player in Colorado, the number 1 outfielder in Colorado. Silas, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. The rain is finally clearing, it seems like, and we're going to go ahead and get started so that Silas can get to the doubleheader he's in right now. So you're back at Lake Point for the first time since your Future Games appearance back in July. Between then and now, you also showed out at a Prep Baseball Scout Day for Legend High School. What part of your game do you think sets you apart from the rest?
I think my speed through the bases, and then top speed as well. I run a 6.6, so that's helpful, but I think that's the main part.
Yeah, it was an impressive showing. You looked great on workout day at Future Games, but at Future Games you played on a stacked roster from Colorado, and then you're out here this weekend with a stacked roster from FTB Phillies. And then, of course, you go back home to play high school ball, and you've got 11 players on your team next season that are ranked in the state of Colorado. It's unbelievable. How important is it to you that you play on a team with so much talent?
I mean, it's just nice to go out there every day knowing I got guys that got my back, and knowing that I can play to their level, and we can all just have a great time.
That's fantastic. Well, let's go ahead and make the sprint to second base. Got the lightning round questions.
Okay.
Wood bat or metal bat?
Definitely metal.
Definitely metal. Okay. Best song in the playlist right now?
I'd say Fiend.
Fiend by Travis Scott.
Yep.
Best meal you can cook for yourself?
Oh, man, I probably do toast. Toast and
Toast?
some eggs.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Are we putting it in a toaster, like toaster oven? You toasting in the pan? What are we?
Just toaster. Just straight up toaster.
Straight up toaster.
Yep,
okay.
super easy.
Favorite athlete growing up?
Oh, man, I'd probably say Steph Curry. He's a GOAT.
Okay. Steph Curry's the GOAT.
Yep.
I think he's in the conversation.
Yep.
Don't at me. Best or favorite current MLB player?
Oh, man, I'd probably say Trevor Story.
Trevor
I watched
Story.
him growing up, so super fun.
Yeah, I would imagine he's a local legend in Denver.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've got our final question here. What is the number one thing to do if you visit Denver? What is something you have to do if you spend any time there?
Man, you got to go to Vail. You got to go to Vail and ski or snowboard.
Okay.
Fun. Yeah.
Okay, so Vail's the place to be. You might catch Silas there this winter, but you'll definitely catch him out on the field in Colorado for Legend High School and back here again in the summer. Silas, thank you again.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Any player that has been to our baseball village knows the marketplace is a ball player's dream when it comes to the different spots that we have. You can basically pick up just about anything you could need for a player, and Rawlings is among those stores that we have center stage here. Our own Simone Stanley gives you a glimpse of what you can expect when you shop at Rawlings.
What's up, everyone? Simone Stanley here at LakePoint Sports. We are out here at Baseball Village. We're hanging out with Rawlings and Jared Burney. Jared, how you feeling today?
Feel good. It's nice and hot out, though. It's getting a little humid in here.
So do you feel good or you feel hot and humid?
I feel good just getting here, so hopefully as the day goes on, it doesn't get too hot and too humid. So
Right.
we'll see.
So this is your second time working the Rawlings kiosk here. What brings you back?
Well, the guys, Bobby Bennett and Rick Holler, are the ones that kind of set it up and everything. They're great guys, so some nice money on the side as well, so it's good for me.
All about the paper, right?
Exactly.
So what do you like about Rawlings? You played baseball. I'm sure you're familiar with the
I
brand.
do play baseball. I didn't get into Rawlings specifically until recently, but I love the gloves. They're nice and sturdy, and they got lots of colors and everything, so a different variety, which I love. But yeah.
What do you like about working out here at Baseball Village?
Well, I just love being in like the baseball atmosphere, just being around baseball. And as a player, it's just fun to watch other players in the game, especially the youth as they grow and progress. But just love being around that game of baseball.
And y'all always have a lot of traction here at this kiosk, probably one of the popular ones. What's it like interacting with the players and the kids and the families?
Oh, it's awesome, especially their faces when they see all the gloves and the different colors and everything. It's just awesome to see everybody come in. And it's nice, so I get to talk to people, especially like all around the world, because I guess LakePoint's a big attraction for baseball players all around the country, especially. And so it's just nice. I actually had a guy in here earlier from New York, so he comes down here a lot.
Ooh, that's a trip.
Yeah, it is.
But it's worth it, you know,
Exactly.
these facilities.
Good baseball down here as well.
So if you had to pick a glove, that's your favorite, which one?
Favorite? Ooh, that's a tough pick. But I'm probably going to say this one right here, because my school was blue that I went to at Reinhardt University, so it has a little hint of blue in there. And then this design right here is also pretty new design as well. So it's
the details.
exactly, that's all the gloves are about right there.
All about the details. Well, guys, I'm Simone. He is Jared. We are here at Baseball Village. Thank you guys so much.
Getting our game action started a little bit sooner than anticipated. Now joined by Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt as we've got this matchup again between Aqua Sox and the East Cobb Patriots going on. Avery, man, this has been a scramble drill for you guys. I know, obviously, Hurricane Helene had impacted things a little bit, team's ability to get here, and then had a number of delays this morning just with some games running long.
Yeah, absolutely. Had a few guys reach out yesterday. Just with the impacts of the hurricane, they're like, hey, the road that we're using to get to your facility is no longer operational. So it's really tough to get here in that case. So we've had to scramble a little bit, late yesterday afternoon, but it looks like we got everything going. And, yeah, we just had to kind of piece together a schedule and had to wait on some guys from the other side to get this game rolling. So, it's been an interesting, 24 hours for us, but very fortunate to even play this weekend with the, having the all turf and, the hurricane missed us and went just a little bit east, but also just want to, say thoughts and prayers to everybody that was impacted heavily by this. And there's a lot of people, in the eastern side of the state and into North Carolina and South Carolina that got pretty much devastated by it. So, hopefully everybody in those places are all good. But, yeah, it's been an interesting week here.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, watching yesterday the news coverage, especially seeing, some of the spots east of Atlanta, I mean, were hit especially hard. And, with us drawing teams from so many states, it impacts everybody around here without question. So far we've seen Henry Rumble is grounded out for Aqua Sox. This is now Mason Cummings. He's going to be followed by Braden Allen. On the mound for East Cobb Patriots, we've got William King III, which I think wins so far in my books for name of the tournament.
Yep.
See what he's able to deliver here. It's been a weird event so far for the Aqua Sox, too, playing 3 straight games. Kind of just par for the course here when you've had to kind of move some things around. But you have to imagine from an arm standpoint, I mean, this is really putting those guys, someone gets away from the catcher, but it'd be a drop third, throws over to first in time for the second out. But obviously puts a bit of a crunch there in pitching as far as they're concerned.
Absolutely. It's, really appreciate all the teams this weekend kind of rolling with the punches. As a person that does tournaments for a living, you never want to make adjustments to the schedule 12 hours before a team's about to play. But that's just kind of the hand we were dealt this weekend. So, it's been an interesting event all around, I'd say, so far.
This is now Braden Allen at the plate for Aqua Sox. Swings through that one for a strike. William King III, I mentioned on the mound for East Cobb Patriots, Lake Oconee Charter High School. It's a fastball up around 87. Also got a change-up curve. This is playing his 8th prep baseball event. It's got an 0-1 count. Swings through that one for another strike. Ticking up towards 88. And Braden Allen from Social Circle at the plate. Sends that one foul. Now your thoughts are here. They're obviously going to be towards this evening, Alabama and Georgia. I know you're going to be a little bit amped for that one as well. So you got any early predictions for us?
I have none.
Okay.
I'm going to not put any of my thoughts, my biased Georgia thoughts on the internet for people to see. I don't know if we're going to get old takes exposed or anything like that, but I'm just going to just defer those thoughts. We do have a couple friendly wagers with some of the guys that work here. So if you see me wearing an Alabama shirt or a hat if we lose, know that it is killing me on the inside. So
puts that one into play down the right side. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Really, they should think about the opportunity to have you do stuff on this broadcast should you lose bets. So I think
maybe rock an Alabama jersey next week or on Monday if we do the championship game. So. Let's keep that one between us. I don't know that I need any stuff on the internet and me in Alabama gear. So.
We will be bringing everyone the broadcast of that championship game. It's scheduled for Monday at 1:30. So like all of our other broadcasts, you'll be able to find that for free on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Runners taking off. So we've now got Warren Grave at the plate. Warren Grave listed at 6'1", 210 pounds from Grayson High School. He's third base, first base, and pitcher.
I was talking to Kyle Coletta, our national tournament director with Prep Baseball yesterday, and we were kind of talking about the game tonight and was like, I grew up a Georgia fan, went to school there, as big of a Georgia fan in my personal opinion as you'll find, but we've almost been spoiled a little bit. It's really hard to get up for a regular season game, and I've kind of been like, it doesn't really feel like a big game day. That doesn't mean at 7:40 tonight I won't be screaming at a television about a hold or something like that. But we'll see. He's kind of pumped me up a little bit. He doesn't have a dog in the fight, but. Me and him have been talking about it, so we'll see.
I think Georgia fans have become the Patriots fans of old.
It is like, you win 42 regular season games, whether you want to count an SEC championship as a regular season game. If you want to have that argument, great. But it's like, we lost last year to Alabama in the SEC championship game. My fiance and I were talking, and it was like, we sat down and we're like, this is the first game we've lost since we've been dating. And we've been together for a while, and it's like, sometimes you just line up and you lose a game. It happens. It's part of life. Me getting worked up about it's not going to change the outcome in any facet.
Well, you still got the championship shirts. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't take them away from you. Grave watches that one for strike 3, so a punch out from William King III, and we have a scoreless first half of the first. We'll be back. You are watching the Upper Class Fall World Series from LakePoint Sports.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up. splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
Welcome back to our game of the day from the Upper Class Fall World Series. Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt with you. You've already seen the Aqua Sox at the plate. Let's look at the East Cobb Astros and what they've got rolling out today. Leading off, playing shortstop for them is Daniel Tompkins, followed by center fielder Tyson Dawson, then right fielder Gabe Westerly. Harrison Fifthall is the extra hitter hitting fourth. Chase Charles, first baseman, hitting fifth. Hitting sixth is catcher John Bemis. Hitting seventh is left fielder Nathan Taxi. Hitting eighth is Alex Bemis, the third baseman. Caden Hatcher, the extra hitter, hitting ninth. Hitting 10th is Zach Bass, the second baseman. Matthew Trent, the DH for pitcher William King, the third. Meanwhile, Aqua Sox, you're currently seeing Connor Loudermilk on the mound. They've got Henry Rumble leading off playing center field. Mason Cummings, the second baseman, hitting second. Hitting third is shortstop Braden Allen. Hitting fourth is Warren Graven, the first baseman, hitting fifth. Catcher Mason Hunt hitting sixth. Third baseman Grant Mosley. Kalen Richardson, the right fielder, hitting seventh. Christopher Alcott, the left fielder, hitting eighth. And Gabriel Martinez is the designated hitter. So here we go with Daniel Tompkins and Connor Loudermilk on the mound. Lefty, 82.8, swings through that for a strike. Loudermilk from Stevens County High School, playing in his second prep baseball event. Ropes that one into left field. That's going to be down for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Daniel Tompkins. That's going to turn things over to Tyson Dawson.
I know we were talking about a little bit about how schedules shape out. I know we have a few teams this weekend that have guys with homecoming tonight. So
yeah,
that kind of throws another little wrinkle into the equation here this weekend. You know, you got to have time to get the hair right and, you know, get the outfit on.
Well, we also had a number of high school football games in the
Yep.
Metro Atlanta area that were rescheduled for today. So I know that's impacted some teams as well. So homecoming, football, and baseball. If anybody can pull off all three, I'd love to sit down with you and talk about time management, because I got some skills I'd love you to show for some teenagers in my own home. Runner at first, glances over, swings through that for a strike. Tyson Dawson at the plate from Pace Academy. Talk about guys who have logged a lot of time here. 13th prep baseball event for Tyson, 5'9", 150-pounder. Puts that in play. Short gathers, throw to first. Not going to be in time. They're going to have runners at first and second. A little bit of a delay there. I think you tell guys to run up on the ball when in those circumstances. Shortstop lets it come to him and able to have runners at first and second off an infield hit.
Absolutely. That's one of those as a shortstop. You know, as soon as that ball's hit, you have to make a decision. You know, if you're going to kind of sit back and trust your arm, or you're going to, might have to get a short hop and throw on the run. So that's one of those decisions early. You know, as soon as that ball's hit at short, you have to kind of make a decision of, all right, this is how I'm going to play it, and kind of roll with it. And that one, just took a little bit longer to get to him than I think he expected, and was able to reach base on the infield hit there.
Now a runner in scoring position for Gabe Westry from Decatur High School, 16th ranked first baseman in Georgia in the class of 2025, number 283 overall. Swings through that for a strike.
You see our umpires today messing with what looks like an earpiece in their ear. They all do have little earpiece connected, as their United umpires are having their evaluation camp for some college guys and guys looking to get into the program here moving forward. So They are not listening to their AirPod and trying to make sure that their team is winning. They are actually getting instruction from evaluators upstairs. So.
That's a good point. By the way, when they get done, they go up and they actually go over film and kind of break down their performances and all that. It was really cool to be a part of that event last year. Unfortunately, this year with the weather kind of playing out, was unable to get out in the fields with them this time, as we had obviously some issues across the metro Atlanta area and throughout the southeast and now up into the Midwest with Helene as that swings through that one. Sends it foul. Yeah, I mean, the laser strike zone stuff they do, the working, with the 3-man crew, the 4-man crew, just allowing these guys to really hone their craft. And it's a really cool opportunity that they do have, and they have some of the top minds in the umpiring world for them here to kind of pick the brains of guys that do this at the collegiate level, the high collegiate level. It's really an interesting and awesome experience. I know talking to a lot of these guys and what United Empires puts on for them.
Absolutely, and this could be a biased opinion because I work with them 52 weeks a year, but I think they are the best in the business as far as development and getting guys where they need to be.
Westry swings through that one for the strikeout, and runners will advance to second and third.
It's a really good throw to third base there. Third baseman just unable to hold on to it when he applied the tag with the runner coming in. So East Cobb Patriots tried to bunt there to get guys at second, third, and less 2 outs. We're able to kind of manufacture it with the double steal there with 2 strikes.
Still got a guy now, 2, by the way, in scoring position. And this is Harrison Fifthall from Westminster. Westminster saw their school was completely flooded the football field. Saw some pictures of that the last couple days. Harrison, 6'2", 175-pounder, class of 2026. This is the Upper Class World Series, but this East Cobb Patriots team does have players from the classes of 25, 26, and 27. I was wondering about this too. Aqua Sox actually have a guy who is a 2024 grad, Landon Wetmore.
It's probably carried over from last year's roster, I'm assuming, or is he? I'm assuming that's what would happen with that one because you register teams, they kind of stay through.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope he's not just holding on.
Yeah.
Oh, stealing home, straight steal of home. We have our first run of the game. What a fantastic job by Daniel Tompkins there. Had everybody sleeping, including us. I wasn't even prepared for that. Next thing you know, we watch him slide across the base and produces the first run of this game.
Heads up base running there with the left-hander on the mound. Was kind of able to time his delivery to the plate with the straight steal of home, something you don't see very often. So, show off that speed and, get the first run of the game early.
Make it a 1-0 lead for East Cobb Patriots here in the bottom of the first against an Aqua Sox team that basically got done playing one game, sprinted over, and just had to get ready for this one. They were across campus on another field as we've got a ball on the field now from another game, but they had to wrap up a game that ended up going 7 innings. Meanwhile, the previous game on this field, Field 10, our Audi Marietta Championship field, was a run rule game. So the East Cobb Patriots have basically been sitting there waiting for 2 hours to play this game.
A little over an hour.
I mean, they got here around 11:30 for warm-ups and finally get to take the field at nearly 1:30. So almost 2 hours later, they're finally in action and chomping at the bit. And see them showing off here is Daniel Tompkins with a straight steal of home to get the first run of the game. So a 1-out walk. Now have runners to the corners. I'm going to go out and have a few words with Louder Milk. See some dance moves from Fifthall over there at first base.
Super excited for the walk there.
That's right. Called for a walk, but he called for a dance. Or a walk off. With a dance off, right?
Yeah.
With a dance off. So now it's Chase Charles. Chase Charles from Lambert High School. Chase and Tyson Charles. Chase is a 2025. Tyson is not currently in the lineup for East Cobb Patriots as a 2027, but he is available as a substitute. Here's Chase, the 6'1", 192-pound lefty, looking to build on this lead. Chase was at Georgia Senior Games in August. Really good event run by Hudson Graham and Ian Smith. Misses high. First time that we've been back together doing this for a bit. I was down in Miami for the Prep Baseball All-American game at Lone Depot Park in Miami. Better weather here than we had during that game. The game itself, obviously we were inside, but storms pounding down on that Marlins Stadium. You could hear thunder and outside. And
heard it was a little warm inside the stadium.
it was. The AC was not turned on. It was turned on inside the concourse area, but not on the field. But I was up in the press box, so we had AC
you were good.
out there.
You were
so
chilling.
yeah. Gets him the first strike. Yeah, it was a great experience. Really elevated from the previous year in Milwaukee. Everybody at Prep Baseball did a fantastic job. Mizuno did a really great job with all the gear that they outfitted everybody with. The players looked fantastic. Ropes that one down the right side for another base hit, and here comes a run as Chase Charles delivers the second run of the game to make it 2-zip. Rope that one down the right side at 76.4 exit velo.
So I think the Patriots kind of, see a lot of guys, extra base hits, bring in runs. They've kind of just manufactured it with some singles, some stolen bases. Really good offense approach here early in this game for the East Cobb Patriots.
So we go now to John Bemis with one down and a 2-0 lead. Misses high to the Alexander High School 2026. Two Bemises on this team, John and Alex, who we'll see 2 batters from now. A little cooler weather than we've had of late too, which is I think a welcome gift considering what we suffered through for weeks on end.
Yeah, it's been nice today. It's around 70, 75 degrees. Nice little overcast day. So, if there are some positives from the weather that came through, kind of cooled things off a little bit. So.
Yeah, I mean, this part of Metro Atlanta, we really were not struck nearly as hard as some of the other areas. And I've seen some trees down. I know a number of people were without power, but I don't think we had quite the devastation that they've had in other parts. And it looks as though parts of Tennessee were hit extremely hard.
My parents usually tune in for these, but they've been without power for about 48 hours now. So the Hunt household is a little stressed out whether or not the Georgia game's going to be on. Had a few trees down in the neighborhood, so they're still missing power at home, but they're luckily everybody's safe, so there's worse things that could have happened.
Well, they can always go back and watch it on demand.
Exactly. I got a call. My dad was like, hey, we don't get power by like 2 o'clock. I'm going to your house. I know you're not there, but we'll take care of it. So we got about 20 minutes to see whether or not he will be at my house when I get there.
We got a 3-1 count. Connor Loudermilk on the mound, already thrown 25 pitches this next delivery. He's got a 3-1 count to Bemis as he misses low and walks him. So now we're going to have the bases loaded. So we go from John Bemis to Nathan Taxi. Looking to dial up the taxi service here and get a few more runs across the plate as these Cobb Astros already lead 2-0 with one out here in the bottom of the first.
Absolutely. A big spot in the game here. Obviously, if you're Aqua Sox, a ground ball gets you out of the inning, keeps you in the game a little bit. But if you're the Patriots, obviously a big opportunity to get a ball in the gap and jump out to an early lead.
Jumps on the first pitch, sends that one into right field. Camps underneath it for the second out. Runner's going to take off from third and across the plate in time for another run as a runner also advances to third. So we're going to have him at first and third now with a 3-0 lead for East Cobb Patriots. Just as you mentioned, manufacturing runs. They get one off of a straight steal of home, a one-out single, and now we have a sacrifice fly to score another run to make it 3-0.
All we need here is a little push bunt to the right side
That's
with
right.
the lefty on the mound. Let's get creative here
That's
in the
right.
bottom of the first.
Alex Bemis now at the plate as he rips that one down the right side, and that's going to score a run. He's going to hold off at first. Runner's taking off for third. So once again, going to have him at the corner. So ball gets away from the second baseman. Here comes another run across the plate as that defensive gaff adds to the East Cobb Patriots lead. Makes it 4-0. I think if you're Aqua Sox, wouldn't be surprised if we maybe see another visit out here.
Struggled with the strike zone a little bit early in the outing, but it's kind of got back in there. Just gotten a little unlucky with some balls put in play. Not overly super hard, but, you know, guys able to get on base. And, you know, there's another example. It's a good piece of hitting to hit that ball to right field. And then the miscue on the throw in leads to another run. So just kind of recollect here and get out of this inning, kind of, you know, reset when you get back in the dugout.
Yeah, I really need an opportunity here to just kind of regroup. Is this danger getting away from now? 5-0. They've got Caden Hunter at the plate now for East Cobb Patriots. Hunter from Taylor County High School. 6 foot, 200-pounder playing in his third prep baseball event, 2027. Comes the 1-0 from Loudermilk. That's going to miss high. Would not be surprised to know if some of these Aqua Sox players feeling a little fatigued after going a full 7 innings in their previous game and then marching over to play this one. And again, part of a triple header for them. Comes a 3-0. Walks another Patriot. So we'll have runners on every bag. Excuse me, no, just first and second.
Get a courtesy runner here for the catcher.
A little more speed on the base pass, I would assume, and we get Zach Bass ready as catcher goes in and gets himself ready. I believe that was just a courtesy runner for the extra hitter because John Bemis is the catcher.
Okay.
Bass watches that one for strike one. Zach Bass from Harrison High School, 13th prep baseball event for him, 5'8", 135-pounder. Second base and is a pitcher as well. He's playing second today for the Patriots as he watches that for ball one. Now 32 pitches for Loudermilk here in the first. Bass shoots that one down the right side foul. A long first inning defensively for Aqua Sox. Swings through that for the inning-ending strikeout. So Loudermilk gets the K, but East Cobb Patriots, they've got a 5-0 lead. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
We got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
5-0 is the lead for East Cobb Patriots here in the second inning of our game of the day from the Upper Class Fall World Series. Cory McCartney along with Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt with you. William King III back on the mound after a long layoff as he watched his offense go out and rack up 5 runs on 4 hits to take a sizable lead here in this pool play game action from, again, the Upper Class Fall World Series.
As a pitcher, you hate those long, layoffs, but I think if your offense puts up 5 runs, it's one of those times that you can make an exception of being like, I think I'm okay.
Well, William King III has some room to work with here. Again, his team up 5-0. He's going to be facing Davis Hunt, followed by Grant Mosley and Caleb Richardson. This is Davis Hunt, the catcher. Watches that in for strike 1. Hunt from Walnut Grove High School, 5'10", 153-pounder. .26 sends that back foul.
You're the Patriots here looking for that ever so talked about shutdown inning. So looking to get out there, have a quick inning, get that offense back in there, and let them swing it some more.
The King's staying right around that 87 we've got him for on the fastball on the Prep Baseball profile. That miss makes it 1-2. King delivers. Skies that one down the right side. See if it's going to be playable. I believe it is, and he's on his way back to the dugout for out number 1. Somebody made a play.
Somebody did. I'm assuming let's go out on a limb and say the first baseman caught that one.
So 1 down for Grant Mosley. Mosley from Buford High School, 2026, catcher and third baseman. Grant playing third today for Aqua Sox. Swings through that one for a strike, 87.4. It's a weird combination. You don't wear socks when you're in the pool.
That's
right. So is aqua the color, or I don't know. I need to know the genesis of this.
I'm going to be honest. I can't help you with the colors.
Yep.
Colorblind.
That's right.
Colorblindness is real. So I'll just take your word for it.
Well, I've never seen socks you can wear in the pool. I could be wrong. They could exist. I know they make flippers, obviously.
Yeah. You have people that wear socks. Crazy people, but crazy people wear socks at the beach. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Saw that on TikTok, and I was like, ah.
Well, they wear them over at the beach pavilion when they're playing sand volleyball. They have the little, footy socks that have, all the toe things in them.
Yeah.
So.
I guess you could wear those in the water.
Yeah, I guess you could.
So those, I guess, would theoretically be an aqua sock.
That's true. Jerry Blevins, by the way, the former Braves reliever who spent most of his career with the Mets, he always wore those. And I've talked to him about it one time. It would just seem so peculiar to me to see a baseball player wearing those toed socks.
The toe shoes.
Yeah, and he said somebody had showed them to him one time when he was with the Mets, and he gave him a try and just was he was stuck, and he was like, I got to have these things. They were his.
I've never tried it, so I'm not gonna knock it. But yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I feel like if one didn't get on the toe right, you'd be like fixated on it all day.
Yeah, it's almost like a rock or here, maybe a piece of turf in the shoe.
Exactly.
And it just bothers you all day.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that. I guess maybe if it goes down on strikes, maybe if you wanted to wear Birkenstocks, flip-flops, you could wear the socks. That would look better than just the run-of-the-mill socks.
I'm a big advocate of the Birkenstock look at all times, with or without socks.
There you
So
go.
if you see me anywhere besides here, that's normally what I have on. I wear tennis shoes way too much. They tell me all the time that wearing shoes is bad for your feet, so I try to. That could just be at an early age. I don't know. It's one of those TikTok things that I've not investigated.
All right, there you go. We're wearing Aqua socks is good for your feet, and as is playing for the Aqua Sox, despite the fact that they are down 5-0 here. We've got 2 down in the top of the second. Calum Richardson at the plate as Grant Mosley went down on strikes. Missed by King. He's allowed just 1 hit so far. Richardson from Morgan County High School. Oh, gives him the strike in the outside.
Seen a steady diet of fastballs so far. You know, it's got a good one. You ran it up in the 87, 88 range. So
sends that back foul.
Ran that one up to 88.5. So we'll round up to 89.
There you go. That's a high that we have for William King III. Keeps pitching like this, we will refer to him as King William III. Another at 88.9, but he misses the inside. Makes it 2-2. He's allowed just 1 base runner so far. 2-2 to Richardson. Shoots that down the right side. First baseman gathers, has it himself, steps on the bag for the 3rd out. Nice shutdown inning for William King and the East Cobb Patriots, who lead 5-0. We'll be right back from LakePoint Sports.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Boogie, woogie, jam, slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty Mike.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports, our game of the day from the Upper Class Fall World Series. Cory, McCartney, Avery Hunt from Prep Baseball Georgia with you as East Cobb Patriots, lead 5-0 here in the bottom of the second, and we have solved our dilemma, our mystery. You can, in fact, buy Aqua socks. Are available on Amazon right now, $13.99. It can be yours. A variety of colors, by the way. I mean, I think you can get just about any color you want on here. So Aqua socks, not just a coolly named baseball team. You can literally buy Aqua socks, available right now on Amazon.com.
There you go. We should have known. Looking on Amazon, you can find just about anything that you need.
Yeah, I think you should just randomly put 2 words together.
Yeah, and just
see if it's out there.
See what we got.
I will go way too far into things that people don't need to know about, but yeah, you know, in college we would do this thing where we would make up our own drinks, and you would have to name them, and when we would go through the dictionary and just randomly put words together, and that's how you named it. So we could also do that for Amazon, being able to try to find products to see if it passes the Amazon test.
I'm sure it was always something, you know, like Gatorade and Sprite.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
And you know,
That's
Coke
right.
and Pepsi, maybe.
That's right. There you go. That one's got him on the run. Oh, could have a collision. Oh, it gets out of the grip of the first baseman, so that's going to drop down for a base hit. One of those balls where seemingly drops into no man's land, but had some speed coming from second and right. First baseman just has it glance out of his glove, and we've got a leadoff runner here for East Cobb Patriots.
That's one of those balls I think every first baseman I've ever talked to is when that ball's hit behind you, you want anybody else to catch it. Second baseman, right fielder, that's just a tough ball for most first basemen to turn and run, something they're not used to doing a whole lot of, and be able to get back there and make that play. So ideally you'd like to see your right fielder, second baseman kind of run over and make that play. So we just saw that one, unfortunately, just kind of landing the Bermuda Triangle out there between the three fielders. So the Patriots back in business here to start the inning.
And at the top of the order with Daniel Tompkins looking to show off that speed again. Of course, if you were around, you saw Tompkins do a straight steal of home in the first inning for the first run of the game.
I really saw him kind of spark that rally. Leadoff single, was able to swipe third on the strikeout, and then, a couple pitches later, we're just straight stealing home. So kind of a spark plug here at the top of this order.
We've got Tompkins listed at 5'6", 140 pounds. So guy has found a way to make an impact on this game, no doubt. He's got a 1-1 count here as he's facing Connor Loudermilk with a runner at first. That's going to be in for a strike. And most certainly if you're Loudermilk, I think you just want to find a way to settle in this inning. Things just really got away from him in the first. And an odd way, obviously, to start it with a hit that potentially could have been an out.
He looks a little more settled in there as he gets the strikeout. He's kind of around the zone a little bit more, mixing in some off-speed stuff. I mean, even like you were just saying, the first hitter of the inning reaches base, but it's not like that ball was hit overly hard. It just was hit where nobody was standing. So, looks like he's settled in a little bit here, and, it's one of those things in baseball that you kind of see a little bit with left-handed pitchers. Tom Glavine always talked about it, if you can get through the first inning, you usually feel pretty good.
Yep.
Lefties usually struggle a little bit in the first inning. Don't know what. I mean, it just might be a pure coincidence, but it's, it seems to happen to a lot of left-handed pitchers.
Well, as a lefty, I'll tell you, we can't do anything right. So that's the whole reason for that. Tyson Dawson shows strike, pulls back, and that's going to be a strike.
I'm half left-handed, so if that counts, I hit left-handed and
there you
do
go.
a variety of other things left-handed, about half and half, left and right-handed. So can't throw a baseball left-handed. That is an ugly sight. Wish I could, but.
It's the 1-1 to Dawson. Puts that one in play. Third baseman gathers, throws to second for one out, throws to first. Not in time, so Dawson's going to be standing at first, but they get the runner going on his way to second base, so there's going to be two down. Able to nab the lead runner. And we'll now see Gabe Westry with two down. Westry with swing there for strike one. Again, the 16th ranked first baseman in Georgia in 2025. Runner's taken off in the 0-1. Going to be in there for another steal. A lot of activity on the base pass for East Cobb Patriots.
Seen Loudermilk look a lot more confident and almost be a little bit more in rhythm this inning. Seemed a little off in that first inning, but, he seems to be kind of more in a rhythm, kind of more collected here. He's been able to kind of mix in what looks like a changeup here to these right-handed hitters to induce a few swing and misses.
Westry just having a hard time squaring him up.
Really, nobody in this inning has been able to find the barrel against Loudermilk. So, he really only ran into one right there in the first as well on the single to right field, but had the error to allow a run score. He had an infield single and, steal a home. So, it's not like he was getting laced all around the yard.
This team's in a 5-0 hole here in the bottom of the second. Dawson taking off for third. But means nothing, though, as we see Westry go down on strikes to get out of the inning. So a little bit of a rebound defensively for Aqua Sox, but they still trail 5-0. We'll be right back with our game of the day in the Upper Class Fall World Series.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it get juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty.
William King back on the mound for East Cobb Astros, who lead 5-0 over Aquasox in our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Fall World Series. He's going to be facing off against Christopher Alcott, Gabriel Martinez, and then the top of the order with Henry Rumble for the Aquasox. Really seen King have to pitch very many stressful ABs so far, as he's looked really comfortable and very much zeroed in. We've seen him up to 88 miles an hour. Excuse me, 89.
See if we can't pop out the old 9-0 here in this inning for King.
He's thrown so far 33 pitches. Allowed just one hit. Meanwhile, East Cobb Astros 5 runs on 4 hits. Christopher Alcott now at the plate from Buford. Outfielder and right-handed pitcher. Playing in left field today for the Aquasox. That one's 87-2. King with the 0-1. Gets himself a sword for strike 2.
Interesting to see what he'll go with here. Will he go back with the fastball, maybe a little elevated, or maybe try to mix in a breaking ball that we hadn't seen much of here so far today?
Goes back with another fastball and rips that one into left field for the second hit.
Baseball's a funny game. You get all tied up on the 0-1 fastball. He comes back with the same pitch, and you're all over it for a line drive, single to left. So it's funny how baseball works that way.
That's
sometimes.
Right. Well, Christopher Alcott has himself a leadoff single, and now here is Gabriel Martinez. Martinez from Morgan County, 2026. 5'5", 175-pounder. Build of a guy you normally see behind the plate, but does play second base for Aquasox. Today he's the designated hitter. Shoots that one right past the second baseman, so we're going to have runners at first and second just outside of the reach of his glove as that throw goes to third.
Two really good jobs of really good pieces of hitting here to start the inning for the Aquasox. You have the 2-strike single to the left, and was able to drive that ball right past the second baseman. Really what any hitting instructor will tell you to do is, think that right center field gap, and, if you pull it, great. So, really good piece of hitting here, and the Aquasox got something cooking here in the top of the third.
Yep, the bottom of the order comes through, and now we are back to the top of the order, and leadoff man Henry Rumble from Scholars Guild Academy. Shows bunt, that goes foul. That's a school I'm familiar with, Scholars Guild Academy.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
Henry, a 5'6", 165-pound 2025, playing in his second prep baseball event. He shows bunt again, puts this one down. Runners are both going to advance as the throw over to first. Pulled him off the bag, but he was able to get his foot down for the out. So now 1 down with runners at second and third.
I know he's no longer hitting, but Scholars Guild Academy is in Loganville.
There you go.
Could not have guessed that one, but you learn something new every day on the broadcast.
That's right.
So.
If we can direct people to Amazon to buy water socks and speak out about Scholars Guild Academy, I feel like we've done our job today.
Absolutely. Get the people talking about
That's
things
right.
that are important.
Well, but if we can get the people at Scholars Guild Academy to either buy or get them to develop their own version of Aqua Socks, or maybe, maybe that becomes part of what they provide their students, I think we've done an even better job. It sends that one into right field on the run. Makes the grab. Runner's going to take off from third in time for the first run for Aqua Sox. Makes it 5-1 here on the top of the third.
Aqua Sox there manufacturing a run, 2 singles, a sacrifice bunt, and then a sac fly, kind of taking a page out of the Patriots playbook from the top half of the first inning. So really good job there of, kind of playing ABC baseball to get the first run of the ball game for them.
So that was Mason Cummings with the sacrifice fly into right field, and now here's Braden Allen from Social Circle. He's got 2 down, got a runner at third. Swings through that, 87-7. Not seen a lot in the way of secondary stuff today from William King. A lot of very heavy diet of fastballs. But I think we're seeing this inning, Aqua Sox being able to put the bat on the ball the way they weren't able to early on. There he goes with the off speed.
I think that might be the first one we've seen so far today from King as he throws that 0-1, looked like 0-1 curveball in for a strike.
So he's got 2 down and 0-2 count. Runner at third. He's back to the fastball at 88, and that one goes back foul. Got a Braves fan behind home plate. We'll be watching the scoreboard later today as they play the Royals.
They're in the thick of a playoff hunt all of a sudden.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see what happens Monday. 2 games in the balance against the Mets as that one, it goes to second baseman. All it gets through his legs. Another run's going to score for Aqua Sox. Defensive gaff this time for East Cobb Patriots. It's going to make it 5-2. Tough play at second base for Zach Bass as that one gets through his legs into right field, and we've got another run score for Aqua Sox. Make it 5-2.
Good job with 2 strikes, putting that ball in play hard. Got a little lucky with the defensive blunder there, but able to get another run across.
The cleanup hitter, Warren Graven, he sends this one to the side, gets past the shortstop on the throw, pulls him off the bag, so they're going to have runners at first and second. Weird moment, though. The shortstop looked like he was feigning towards second as he was trying to cover the runner, and he was a little off balance. I think that maybe he had a play into the way he was able to get to the ball and just wasn't able to get his balance in time to make that throw to first.
Absolutely. Kind of going to cover the bag there with the runner in motion and then having to put his foot in the ground and go back towards the hole. Just kind of kicked off the heel of the glove, and now you got 2 runners on via error here with 2 outs.
So tough play for Daniel Tompkins, and now we have Davis Hunt at the plate. There's another curveball, drops it in for strike 1. It's the most stressful pitches we've seen so far from William King III, who's had a lot more activity in this inning than he had in the first 2. Comes the 0-1. Goes back to it again, but misses high.
Patriots here got to keep a runner on the runner at second base as he kind of started and stopped there, maybe trying to get the timing down of the pitch release, maybe swipe a bag, score, or move up 90 feet and be 90 feet away to score here.
All right, King back to work, 1-1. He's got runners at first and second, 2 down. 2 runs so far this inning for Aqua Sox. Drops that in for a strike. So 1 pitch from getting out of this. Aqua Sox one swing from eating into this lead even further. Runner takes off for third. The throw is not in time, so they're going to have him at the corners now with 2 down.
Runner at second base there, not sure if they're mixing up signals or not, but got a great pitch to run on with a breaking ball. If a runner at second base and you see that breaking ball and you kind of are confident in your timing and be able to swipe a bag, maybe that might be a case of that there. But, really good job of timing that up and getting a good pitch to run on.
Rips the 2-2 into right center. That's going to be another run for Aqua Sox. Runner's taking off for third. On his way home, Warren Graves going to score. So we're going to have a 2-run triple, and all of a sudden we have a 5-4 game here as Aqua Sox bats have come alive.
Absolutely. Really good piece of hitting there with 2 strikes, staying that right center field gap. Was able to drive that ball all the way out to the Audi Marietta sign in right center. Allow both of those runners to come around and allowing the hitter to Hunt to get all the way to third base there with a triple.
Yeah, Davis Hunt with a 2-run triple, and this game is changed in a minute here. East Cobb Patriots were running away with it, had a 5-0 lead, but 4 runs at this inning for Aqua Sox.
Kind of saw some defensive mistakes hurt Aqua Sox in the top half of the bottom half of the first inning, and kind of seeing the same thing here for the Patriots. You have 2 errors back-to-back with 2 outs, allows a run to score, 2 more guys on base, and all of it takes is a ball to right center, and all of a sudden this is a 1-run ball game.
Misses on the attempted curve, makes it 1-1.
If you're William King, you got to be a little bit frustrated, 1 within yourself and 2 with kind of your defense. He's like, 3 of the 4 guys that have reached base here in this inning have been, with 2 strikes. So, a little bit disappointed in yourself, and, you feel like you make good pitches to get ground ball outs, and your defense doesn't help you out. So, might be a little frustrated here on the mound, looking to get out of it here with a 1-2 count.
So we've got for Grant Mosley on the 1-2. Again, got a runner at third. Holds off there to run the count even. I've seen the complexity of this game change here in the 3rd inning.
If you're Aqua Sox here, maybe you think about sending that runner at first, with 2-strike count, maybe manufacture a run, have him getting a run down, fall down, all the different varieties that you can see trying to, steal a run with 2 strikes.
Puts this in play, though. Short gathers, throws in time for the out. Gets it off the bounce. Nice job there by first base with the scoop. But we've got a 5-4 ball game now as we move along in our game of the day from the Upper Class Fall World Series. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
We have a 1-run ball game on our hands now in the Upper Class Fall World Series game of the day between Aqua Sox and East Cobb Patriots. Cory McCartney, Avery Hunt from Prep Baseball Georgia with you. Connor Loudermilk is back on the mound for Aqua Sox. He's 47 pitches in. He's going to be facing off against Harrison Fiftal, Chase Charles, and John Bemis for East Cobb Patriots. Looking to bounce back here after giving up 4 runs in the top of the 3rd inning. They led 5-0.
If you're Loudermilk, super excited that your offense was able to kind of get you back in this ball game and kind of going out there and try to put up another 0 and let them get back in there and swing it quickly as you can. know we talk about it, it seems like every broadcast, but, just being able to, play a good, clean defensive game goes a long way in these events, and we've kind of seen defensive miscues, rack up for both teams so far through the first 3 innings. So see if both teams can kind of correct that and see how it affects it moving forward.
Yeah, you always just wonder as the inning goes on, the psyche of a pitcher, and thinking, okay, I should be out of this inning. I shouldn't be, I shouldn't have to, be facing this guy. I think those are all things that you kind of, you see come into play. And you talk to so many pitchers about just being able to flush away failure, but not even flush away failure for yourself, but sometimes the guys that are happening behind you. I mean, it's just I think it all talks about the mental fortitude these pitchers need to just be able to put everything aside and just focus on the next pitch. And obviously it's a little easier said than done when you watch a 5-0 lead become all of a sudden a 5-4 lead.
Absolutely. I never pitched enough to be able to attest to that, but I definitely think, it is a mental hurdle that some guys have to, kind of deal with, especially when you're sitting there thinking, I should have been on this inning 3 hitters ago. Yeah. But, I mean, that still doesn't change the fact that there's a guy up there that's looking to do damage with the bat. So, yeah, I definitely think that's one of the things as a pitcher you kind of have to learn how to overcome, and it's just one of those things, the more times you deal with it, the better you'll get with it.
Fiftal watches that one for a strike. Counts now 2-1. Puts this one in play down the left side. It's going to be gathered by the shortstop on the edge of the grass there, but unable to make the play as Fiftal is going to get himself a leadoff single.
Really good effort there at short to keep that ball in the infield, but just wasn't able to get up in time and just was able to put that one in his pocket as he was able to keep it on the infield, but knew he didn't have a play at first there with how hard that ball was hit.
Lambert's Chase Charles now up with a runner at first. Shows bunt. That's going back foul. Did it hit off his bat or did it hit off the catcher's glove?
Umpire had it foul, and he's closer than I am,
all
so
right,
I'll take his
go.
word for it. Yeah, squared to bunt there. I don't know that he looked very committed to bunt,
No.
but he squared around, so we'll see what he does here in the 0-1 count.
I can't imagine Charles, 6'1", 192-pounder, has bunted too often in his career.
As a left-handed hitter, obviously, if you're going to bunt, you would like for it to be against a righty. It's easier, balls coming into you a little bit more.
Yeah, a little harder to push that thing down the third base side as a lefty against another lefty.
As a left-handed hitter with a lefty on the mound, if it's an inside pitch, you almost just kind of want to take it with you. Bunt that to the 3 right there in the 4 hole, the 3-4 hole. The pitcher's falling off towards third base. So.
Yep. Charles gets a hold of this one, sends it sky high. Right fielder has it in time for the out. See Fiftal retreat to first. So now 1 down as Charles skies out. That will bring up John Bemis, the catcher. We have Bemis listed as 6 foot, 260 pounds.
The hitter?
That's got to be a bit of a mistype there. That's one of my favorite games is to go back through the rosters and see what's listed for some of these guys.
I will say if he is 260 pounds, he wears it very well. It's the smallest 260 pounds I've ever seen.
Yeah, we've had some oddities, and the profiles show up over the time.
We had the one during the summer. The guy was 6'11". That's right. I was like, I don't know many guys that are 6'11", but that I can kind of eyeball. That's not
right.
6'11".
Yeah. So Fiftal finds himself at second base now. 1-2 is the count. Loudermilk delivers, swings through that for a strikeout. We have definitely seen Loudermilk look a lot more confident, a lot more composed since that first inning in which he gave up 5 runs to the East Cobb Patriots.
Absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth there. I was about to say the exact same thing. He almost looks like a different guy from that first inning. He's pitching with confidence. He's more in rhythm on the mound. Mixing pitches into the strike zone. We saw him struggle with command a little early, so he was able to kind of collect himself after that first inning, and he's looked really impressive here in the last inning and 2/3.
He's now got Nathan Taxi from Lee County at the plate with 2 down. Miss is going to make it 1-1. Nathan with exit velos up near the mid-80s. That's in for a strike. Yeah, I would love to know from Loudermilk, just did the fact that they rushed from one game to another, did he not have enough time to, is that one put into play? Taxi's got him on the run. Run's going to score for East Cobb Patriots as Taxi's taking off for second base. No, he's on his way to third. He's going to make a run for home. No, he's going to hold it third. So Taxi with a 1-run triple has East Cobb Patriots now with a 6-4 lead in the bottom of the third, and definitely put a charge into that one to get a much-needed run for the Patriots.
Absolutely. Really good piece of hitting with a left-handed pitcher on the mound, an off-speed pitch. Was able to drive that ball off the right center field fence for an RBI triple. So, really good job of hitting there with 2 strikes. We were just talking about Loudermilk. I mean, if you were to ask him, that pitch probably got a little bit more of the plate than he would have wanted to, but, really good job of hitting there and got to show off the speed as he rounded all the way around for an RBI triple.
Yeah, like I was saying, I just wonder if he didn't get to go through his normal pregame routine because they were rushed from one side of campus to the other and having to play another game, if he just didn't get to go through his normal stuff, if it took him a little while for him to kind of find himself on the mound. I'm sure that probably did play into it a little bit.
Absolutely, and some guys just start a little bit slow on the mound, just trying to find the release point for everything.
Well, he has an 0-2 count here to Alex Bemis. That miss is going to make it 1-2. Another strikeout for Loudermilk, so another rebound performance for him, but he did give up another run. 6-4 is the lead for East Cobb Patriots as we roll along. Avery, man, appreciate it as always, and hopefully we'll have you back for Monday's broadcast. We bring everybody the championship of this Upper Class Fall World Series. But we'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Got a pitching change on the mound, a pitching change here in the studio. Cory McCartney now joined by Grayson Rosen. It looks like Grayson on the mound for East Cobb Patriots now. We've got a new pitcher. Going to be Chase Charles on the mound now.
Yeah, and Chase comes in replacing William King III. I'm sure you guys talked plenty about him. He looked really strong in those first 2 innings, and then that top of the 3rd inning for Aqua Sox, they just kind of it seemed like they just kind of settled in. I think they weren't exactly expecting to come off of a doubleheader and immediately start facing, topping out at 89 miles an hour coming out of that quick turnaround. So I think it just took a little bit of getting used to for Aqua Sox, and then now they've got 4 runs on the board. It's only a 2-run game, and now they're seeing a new pitcher here and a left-handed pitcher as well.
Wow, Charles with the swing and the miss at 82. Mentioned this a couple times with with Avery when he was in here. I think you can look at a lot of what happened early in this game from Aqua Sox and kind of discount it because they were rushed from one field to the next. They quickly got done with one game. They, we thought we were going to have a little bit longer between first pitch for this one. That was rushed. Loudermilk probably didn't get to go through everything he wanted to from a pregame prep standpoint. So I would imagine if you're them, you pretty much, whatever happened in the first, just forget it. That didn't exist. And in their mind, it's really just a 2-run ball game that doesn't matter what in the world happened in that first inning.
Yeah, and Loudermilk didn't necessarily look bad. It was just, when he found rhythm, it just wasn't working. There's a fantastic pitch from the lefty there on the mound to get that strikeout. But Loudermilk looked really good when he kind of found his rhythm on the mound, and it was just like a couple unfortunate defensive miscues that, a couple drop balls in the outfield and in tough spots to catch. But I think overall Aqua Sox are figuring themselves out now getting into this game.
Skies that one foul. Interesting arm angle from Charles there with kind of the high hold on the ball. I'm not even sure how to really quantify this, but
yeah, it is definitely a little bit unorthodox from what you're used to seeing out here, but certainly generating some swing and miss as of now.
Almost like a little bit of a slingshot action.
Yeah, it seems like he kind of holds his wrist up in his motion and kind of flicks the ball at the end, giving it maybe some different movement when you're seeing it come out of his hand.
Gets away from the catcher and makes it 2-1.
I think now for Aqua Sox, you're just, you can't expect 4 runs every time they come out, but you're just looking for them to kind of do something similar, play base to base and allow that big play to happen like we had that triple from Davis, and just a few things that can happen that can totally change the course of your inning.
Well, last inning, things that got them started was this part of the order when you had Christopher Alcott and Gabriel Martinez get themselves on base as they jumped on William King and were able to kind of set the stage for the top of the order to come through. So here we are with Alcott again, as he's going to get himself a one-out walk, and that'll bring up Gabriel Martinez, and then you have Henry Rumble, the leadoff hitter, in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, Alcott, you were talking about how he got it started last time around. He had a great piece of hitting in that first at-bat, just putting one into shallow left field. I think it was like an 87-mile-per-hour pitch. He put it out there about 80 miles an hour, and it just dropped right in for a hit, and that set up everything that ensued. But now getting on base once again, this time via the walk, but no different. Just go out there and get things done.
1-0 is the count to Martinez. 1 down, 1 on. And this makes it 2-0. Did you do any research yourself on Aqua Sox as you were directed to it?
No, not too much. I know all the guys on the team. They got a huge roster.
No. I mean the literal Aqua Sox that Avery and I were spending time dissecting here on the broadcast. We found them available on Amazon. You can buy actual Aqua Sox. We were wondering if people wore Aqua.
Clothing.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Yeah. We were wondering what Aqua Sox actually were.
Yeah.
If people actually wore them, but you can in fact buy them on Amazon.
Okay, I would assume it's maybe more the color scheme.
Well, Avery's colorblind, which
so am I.
So there you go. So I'm not getting much help here in that department. So I could tell you. So could I tell you this was a black and white broadcast, or would you know better than that?
I know better than that.
Okay.
I'm color deficient.
Okay. Well, 3-1 is the count. It's Chase Charles facing off against Gabriel Martinez. Now got a runner at second. Charles steps off. These two teams have been ultra aggressive on the base pass. I think that's been a shared trait so far as we are in the 4th inning. Taking off for third. The throw is in time, but he's going to be safe as he gets underneath the tag.
That was a great jump right there off second base for Alcott. Sets up the 3-2 count now for Martinez to maybe get on base or knock his guy in.
Going to draw 1 out walk, so we'll have him at the corners for Henry Rumble.
It was a good start to this inning for Charles on the mound, but now 2 straight walks, and now he's got runners on the corners to deal with 1 out. And like we talked about, this is the part of the lineup that started to get things rolling last time around.
Another miss from Charles. That one's going to the backstop. Runner's taken off for second, but Alcott will stay put at third.
Yeah, I think he can consider himself lucky that Alcott wasn't firing for home plate. Now you've lost the opportunity for the double play, and it's really just about pitching to get the out here. You could trade a run for an out right here.
Rumble sends that foul. It's going to make it 1-1.
Yeah, really had to reach down to get to that one.
Yeah, I almost wonder why you would swing.
you would wonder that, but, you know.
You get a 2-strike count. 2-strike count, maybe you want to be defensive, but
yeah,
in a 1-0.
Puts
that one, oh, it's going to get past the shortstop. So here comes 1 run for Aqua Sox. Henry Rumble comes through with an RBI single to make it 6-5.
This is exactly what you wanted to see here from Aqua Sox. Like I talked about a little bit when I first walked in here, just looking for small ball, looking to just play base to base. You draw 2 walks, you get a little bit of a weaker grounder that sneaks through the infield because they're playing infield in, and you just fortunately get a run, and now it's only a 1-run deficit, 1 out, runners on the corners. You got another fantastic chance to score another run here.
Archer's Mason Cunningham at the plate. He's got 2 on, 1 down. Mason, shortstop, second baseman, 5'11", 140-pounder, playing in his 5th prep baseball event.
Looked like time called by the catcher there, maybe giving his infielders a signal.
Charles delivers. Skies that one down the right side. Let's see if our camera cuts over to see what happened. It did not.
Looks like he's out. I think.
Well, considering the scoreboard now reads 2 outs, and
Yes.
the catcher looked as though he was covering home plate in case Gabriel Martinez was taken off for home. So they'll have 2 down, so they've taken away the opportunity for that run to score via sac fly. So now I'll have him at second and third as another wild pitch gets away.
It looks like he just can't quite find consistency right now.
Braden Allen from Social Circle at the plate now with 2 on, 2 down. 1-run lead for East Cobb Patriots. They've been outscored 5-1 since the start of the 3rd inning.
Allen just trying to stay alive here, keep his team in contention to maybe tie things up before they even have to go to the 5th.
1 pitch away from loading the bases for Warren Graven, who's in the on-deck circle. Aqua Sox in the midst of playing 3 straight games today.
Yeah, it's going to be tough on anybody.
Comes a 3-0, gets that in for a strike.
Certainly a planned take by Braden Allen on that one. See what he has to offer here.
Another miss, so the bases are going to be loaded for Warren Graven. Graven 1 for 2. Strikeout in his other AB.
The lefty-lefty matchup might be playing in Chase Charles' favor up there on the bump. Missed that one. Runner's coming in.
Yeah, Martinez taking off for home. Throw is going to be over top of Charles' head. So we're all notched up now at 6-6 here in the top of the 4th inning.
Extremely lucky and great work by the shortstop to have him there for the backup, because that could have gotten nasty quickly if that got over the pitcher's head and just rolled straight out to the outfield.
Got to really give it up to Aqua Sox, trailing 5-0 for them to get themselves to the point now where we've got a 6-6 game in the top of the 4th. Could have easily seen this thing just completely getting away from them, but they fought their way back to make it a 2-run game. East Cobb Patriots come back with another run, and now Aqua Sox have plated 2 more, and we've got this all thing notched up at 6-6 here in the 4th.
Yeah, and that's just so, obviously 5 runs is just hard to come by in general, but it's so hard to kind of get past that. When you start the game and, the offense didn't look great in that first inning, and then you come out in the second inning or the bottom of the first, you give up 5 runs. It's really hard to just work through that and get through it, and they've done a fantastic job in the 3rd and 4th inning of bringing this back and tying this ball game up, and they still have a chance to keep scoring here.
Yeah, Warren Graven at the plate. He's got 2 on, 2 down. Charles misses again, another miscommunication.
Seems like he just can't quite find his release point at the moment.
Certainly giving his catcher a workout. I believe that's the 4th ball that's gone to the backstop in this 4th inning. Another miss makes it 3-0. Charles now with the friendliest strike zone he'll see all day, and it still misses to load the bases up once again. So here is Davis Hunt, who's already got himself a triple.
Yeah, had 2 RBIs on that triple that are, obviously pivotal in this game. It's now tied up. It's just, I think now maybe your goal isn't exactly a triple, but at least get on base.
Another miss goes to the backstop. That one bounces off big time. Another run's going to score for Aqua Sox, so make it 7-6. Wild pitches have piled up for East Cobb Patriots in this inning, and Aqua Sox have absolutely taken advantage.
Yeah, this is great work on the base pass by Aqua Sox. Doesn't seem like any point there's been, somebody just kind of caught looking around, waiting for something to happen. Seems like everybody's on their toes. There's another pass ball.
Yeah, another
going to score another run.
Yep, make it 8-6. Lost count to the number of wild pitches that we've seen in this inning. Feels like it's close to 7 or nearly 8 at this point. But East Cobb Patriots now find themselves trailing 8-6. That's going to do it for Chase Charles. Just unable, as you mentioned, to find his strike zone, find the release point. So we'll have our 3rd pitcher of the day for East Cobb Patriots.
Gives his catcher a much-needed break as well. Let him get a breather real quick. Catch back up.
We're going to go from Chase Charles to now Tyler Charles. The 2027.
Yeah, actually a number of 2027s here. I think they have 5 2027s on this East Cobb Patriots team. So a relatively young team for the Upper Class World Series.
Tyler Charles, 6 foot, 175-pound righty, playing in his 3rd prep baseball event. He's got a fastball up towards 75, along with a curveball that works around 58 to 60. And here it's a bit of a mess here with the bases loaded. A couple runs have already scored. Make it 8-6.
Hopefully he finds that added advantage of coming in with 2 outs and just being a new look, especially, you know, first you're gauging a right-handed pitcher that's throwing, you know, up to 89. Then you have a left-handed pitcher that comes in throwing kind of mid-80s. Now you bring it back to the right side, switch up the speed once again. I think it's going to, you know, cause these Aqua Sox players to have to get used to it once more.
So if you're just joining us, East Cobb Patriots scored 5 runs in the first. Aqua Sox came back with 3 in the third, but East Cobb Patriots plated another in the bottom of the third, but Aqua Sox have scored 4 here in the top of the fourth to take an 8-6 lead.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back 4-run innings as of now for Aqua Sox, and still the ability to bring in some more for this top of the fourth. But that's a fantastic way to just turn around your offense kind of just in the blink of an eye.
Davis Hunt, whose last AB produced a 2-run triple, has a chance to further extend this Aqua Sox lead as he's got a 2-0 count and 2 down. Traffic on the base pass here in the top of the fourth for him. And that's in for a strike.
I think if you're Tyler Charles now on the mound, just try and get something done. That one gets skied up in the air to center field.
So Davis sends that to the center fielder, and that will be the inning ending out, but Aqua Sox have taken an 8-6 lead. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back from the Baseball Village.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Yeah.
Nope. Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Cory, McCartney, and Grayson Rosen with you. A new pitcher on the mound for Aqua Sox. This is really an interesting guy that we've got out there now, Landon Wetmore. Wetmore's social media profile says he's a 2024. So,
interesting.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if just from a age standpoint that he's still able to be out there, but
don't know.
Yeah, so Landon Wetmore, again, listed as a 2024 is now your new pitcher in this one. So he's going to try to piece things together for Aqua Sox and hold on to this lead as they are up 8-6 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And we're going to pull up the Landon Wetmore page here. Yep, Landon Wetmore,
Yeah.
2024.
Very interesting.
Even his own Twitter profile says he's an East
Yeah.
Forsyth 2024.
That's kind of crazy. I was not expecting to see a college freshman. Interesting.
Maybe upper class. Maybe he thought that was like his parents.
Maybe. Yeah.
What their take home pay puts
Could
them
be.
in the upper class, not necessarily where you are in terms of upper class. Rips that one in left field, has him on the run, but left fielder gathers that one for and out.
Kind of short-handed the swing there.
Yeah.
That
So maybe Landon Wetmore just said, I'm not playing in the middle class
No.
Fall World Series.
Gotta
I'm just
be the
gonna,
upper.
yeah, I got to
Yeah.
be in the upper class. Now I'm going to be one down for him, though. I'm going to have to talk to him post-game and kind of understand this.
Yeah. This is definitely an interesting case that I don't think I've ever seen.
Well, Caden Hunter flies out to left field, and here's Zach Bass. Defensive swing, pushes that to Wetmore. He gathers, throws to first. We're all going to sit here in.
Yeah, from the throw around, it looks
Yeah,
like
looks
it
like
was
they
an out.
got him. So thought we were going to have a little bit of a mystery on our hands, but now quickly 2 down as Wetmore shakes that one off.
Wetmore doing a good job preserving the lead.
Well, he's seen a little bit more life than these other
That is
guys
true.
as a high school
He is
graduate. So
simply wiser beyond his years.
That's
maybe.
right. This is the DH Matthew Trent. Swings through that for a strike.
And it doesn't seem like Wetmore's really, bringing anything, exceptionally fast or anything crazy. Just seems like he's, pitching to his spot and throwing some pitches with some decent movement on it and just make you miss and doing a good job of it up to this point.
So it now looks like William King III is actually hitting in what was his spot that was in the order that was being filled by DH Matthew Trent. So William King III now getting a chance to hit after he was on the mound for the first 3 innings for East Cobb Patriots. Ropes that one down the left side, 94-3 off the bat as that's into left field for a base hit. Our loudest contact we've seen today is that one's shot down past the third baseman. So King, I think, took some frustration out with that swing.
Wasn't happy that his lead was lost and looking to bring it back himself.
Now we've got Daniel Tompkins. Tompkins, of course, you mentioned multiple times, straight steal of home after his first AB.
Which is just something you don't see often, and you certainly don't see in the first inning of the game. Something that maybe only Ellie De La Cruz could pull off.
That's right. Well, Daniel Tompkins now has that on his own resume. 5'6", 140-pound Northview 2026. It's got King at first with 2 down. Throw back over to first on the back pick. See a collection of people back there behind the backstop talking. I think they're marveling at Tompkins and how he stole. They're all. It's the talk of the town now.
It must be.
1-1 misses. Either that or they're trying to figure out where the camera system is.
That definitely could be the case.
I don't know. If they can hear us, maybe they can wave and we'll know whether they're talking about us or they're talking about Daniel's feats on the base pass. That's in for a strike, makes it 2-2.
See what Wetmore has to offer here. He's already shown quite a bit of movement on everything he's throwing. See if he's got a strikeout pitch in the arsenal.
Tompkins puts it in play. Short gathers, throws in time to first for the inning ending out. So Aqua Sox preserve their lead 8-6 as we move along in the game of the day from the Upper Class Fall World Series.
Just burgers? It's just boring. Get your sausage on and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty.
We have teamed up with Johnsonville in the push to keep the internet juicy and bring back the positive to the internet. And everyone is encouraged to share moments that are positive in action, good sportsmanship, and selfless acts associated with all those youth sports that we love. So whether you're the one who spotted the activity, the one performing the act, or the recipient of the good deed, there's something in it for everyone. And Johnsonville just might reward you for your behavior and or participation. So use that QR code on screen. For more information on how you can make a submission, or head on over to LakePointSports.com. or our social media channels to access the submission form. And in a moment that exemplifies bringing that positive, here's CYO Braves Jeremiah McGeechee, with a play so good the umpire had to give his appreciation. Back in our game action, where 8-6 is the lead for Aqua Sox over the East Cobb Patriots. Going to continue with Tyler Charles on the mound for East Cobb Patriots, who came in with the bases loaded and 2-0 count and 2 down and got themselves out of that jam. But he's now facing off against Grant Mosley with Caleb Richardson and Christopher Alcott to follow. It seems like every time we turn around, seemingly, Christopher Alcott's going to be at the plate, but he's going to get a chance to do that yet again here in the top of the 5th inning.
If they decide to score 6 more runs, we might do it again.
1-1 now the count.
If I had to guess, after that first pitch of the at-bat, the Aqua Sox bench was certainly telling Grant Mosley to just stay in the box and take the hit.
Wear it, I'm sure, is what was
It
chanted
took some
a few
effort
times.
to get out of the way of that first pitch, but now finds himself 1-2. Got to do something here.
Here's the 1-2 from Charles. That one gets a little bit away from him. Makes it 2-2.
Gives Grant Mosley a second to recollect.
The count's now full. Again, will be followed by Caleb Richardson and Christopher Alcott. That one hits him, so he's going to make his way down to first base with a leadoff hit by pitch.
Didn't take much effort to stand in the box. And once again, Aqua Sox start off with a base runner.
Morgan County's Caleb Richardson now at the plate, the 5'11", 175-pounder, playing in his 7th prep baseball event. First baseman and left-handed pitcher. Another miss. Sends that back foul. Certainly an oddity of a beginning for both teams, as we mentioned from the offset. East Cobb Patriots basically sat around for 2 hours waiting for this game to start, and Aqua Sox had to trot their way from Field 14, which is on the south part of campus, all the way up to Field 10 on the north part of campus after playing a game that went 7 innings and started about 40 minutes late. Now the runner at a second, trying to just be a little bit too aggressive, so Grant Mosley gets caught in the rundown, so there'll be 1 down. But so Aqua Sox very quickly have to get down after playing a game again that started late, and then we see East Cobb Patriots just jump out to a big lead. But now we've seen the tables turn as Aqua Sox lead 8-6 here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, Aqua Sox quite literally taking the longest route, like the longest walk you could have from field to field, from 14 to 10. That was great work right there by Tyler Charles. Making the quick throw over to first, is never hesitated, even though he saw the runner break for second base, and then just let his first baseman and shortstop get the job done.
Yeah, it's funny sometimes, you know, I think we take it for granted at some of the higher levels, being able to get a guy in the rundown. It's it's amazing how many times you see that fail. It's just guys not running with the runner, guys, you know, not cycling through on the 2 ends of the runaround. How many times that can just go awry, and to run it well is a hard thing to do, but we saw East Cobb Patriots do that to get the first out.
Yeah, that's something you can even see some mishaps at the professional level over and over again with. It's just something that you're not really in that situation all that much, and when it happens, some guys just aren't really thinking straight.
Yeah, it's easy to get froze, and it's easy to think about, okay, I've done mine, now I get to the back of the line, because I think everyone's thinking about being in the midst of the play.
Everybody wants to get the out.
Yeah. Sends that back foul. The AB will continue.
Yeah. Unfortunately, 9 people can't have a ball in their glove.
That's true. Count remains 2-2. A defensive swing and an inside pitch.
Maybe just looking to swing, knowing that he had 2 strikes. Didn't want to risk anything.
Comes another 2-2 from Charles. Another miss inside. Christopher Alcott in the on-deck circle, and then it's Gabriel Martinez. Spikes that one, and Richardson makes his way down to first base with a 1-out walk.
It was a great at-bat, all in all, from Caleb Richardson there. Obviously, we talked about the defensive swing that was probably a ball, but still kept himself alive. Maybe knocked Charles off his game on the mound with that unexpected swing, and got himself on first base, setting up Christopher Alcott, who we've seen have a pretty solid outing today. Looking to continue it.
Yeah, Alcott 1 for 1. He's also got a walk, 2 runs scored. He and Gabriel Martinez, who was in the on-deck circle, basically had the exact same lines for today. Both 1 run, 2 runs, 1 hit, and 1 walk. Got things going for this Aqua Sox team in the 3rd inning. They plated 8 runs between the 3rd and 4th. And Alcott's got himself a 2-0 count. Rips this one down the left side. That one's going to go foul. That looked a little bit harder than 69.9 exit velo.
It did look much harder hit than that, but I think that ball was headed for the bullpen.
So he's now got a 2-1 count, 1 on, 1 out. Misses high to make it 3-1.
Looked like he was trying to throw some kind of breaking or off-speed pitch, breaking ball that just maybe hasn't gotten the practice in just yet. Just looked like every part of that wasn't how he wanted it.
Wasn't in sync. Skies that one. Shortstop weighs him off and has it for the 2nd out. So 2 down for Gabriel Martinez. What Alcott has done, Gabriel Martinez has followed with. So if you're Tompkins at shortstop, I guess get ready.
Yeah. Or maybe this time the center fielder will take it.
That's right. Runner over at first, glances. Taking off for second. Great view there, and as we can see, in before the tag for Tompkins can be applied.
Yeah, great work right there by Richardson to keep his hand down as he tried to kind of get up off that slide off the back of the second base. And keeps himself alive on the base path, keeps his team up the bat.
See that little bit of an extra leg kick from Charles. You wonder if that's given him the confidence to get active on the base pass. It's almost like a double leg kick. Martinez puts this in play on the run. That's going to be in the glove of the right fielder for the inning-ending out. 8-6 continues to be the lead for Aqua Sox. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back from the Upper Class Fall World Series.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Now the bottom of the 5th inning in our game of the day from the Upper Class Fall World Series. Cory McCartney along with Grayson Rosen here. So we bring you this action from the Audi Marietta Field from the LakePoint Sports Baseball Village. 8-6 is the lead for Aqua Sox over East Cobb Patriots. Landon Wetmore continues on the mound for Aqua Sox. Looks awfully strong in the first inning of this relief appearance. He's going to be facing off against Tyson Dawson. And then we'll have Gabe Westry and Harrison Fifth-Tall.
Yeah, East Cobb Patriots, this is, you started off so hot, things kind of cooled off. You get the run in the 3rd inning. Now it's game time. You got to get something going.
Yeah, time is becoming a little bit more of a piece of the puzzle here. There's 19 minutes of game time left in this one. We've seen Aqua Sox be able to extend some at-bats. That does play into things for East Cobb Patriots. You only have so many opportunities left, and then obviously if the clock's becoming a factor as well.
Makes things a little more unpredictable when the clock comes in.
Dawson shows bunt, just kind of runs right through it. Wetmore gets that in for a strike. Goes back to the breaking ball for strike 2. Wetmore being awfully efficient in this relief effort. Maybe he's trying to pitch so fast that nobody goes to check his age as a 2024. If you hurry up and get in and out of there.
Might have homework to do.
That's true. So he hits Dawson. So a leadoff runner now for East Cobb Patriots is Gabe Westry comes to the plate. Mentioned, you and I were talking about this during the commercial break. Westry, the only ranked player playing in this game, in number 16 first baseman in Georgia in 2025, has took a couple strikeouts so far. He's really had yet to make a true impact in this game at the plate. We'll see if he can do that now. He rips that one 80.4 off the bat.
Sure tried.
Yeah.
He was trying that one, jumping off the bat right there.
Yeah, I mean, you see the lower half from Westry. I mean, there's some serious power in this frame. Potential to change this game in a minute. See if he could notch things up as Aqua Sox lead by 2 in the 5th.
Definitely just showed off some fast hands on that first swing.
Ball gets away from the first baseman. Dawson showing some speed as he takes off for second base, making things a little bit easier on Gabe Westry now.
An unlucky bounce as well off of the backstop over there at the corner where it kind of veers back in towards the field. Just shot it out into shallow left, or shallow right field rather. A huge lead.
Yeah,
at
Dawson.
second base.
Dawson looks like he's ready to run. Just misses Westry. I thought maybe that might have hit him on his elbow pad.
He might not have known.
That's true.
It did.
Comes the 1-1 as he glances back at Dawson. Rips this one 90.9 off the bat. Center fielder's got it. Taken off for third. Really a bang-bang play as it collides with the third baseman, and Dawson's going to need a second here. That was basically like a track runner start as he was in the blocks, just waiting for that shortstop to gather the ball, because there's not a lot. I mean, that's a quick play to have to make, and you got to have some gumption to be able to take off from second base on a play made by a center fielder to get to third. But Tyson Dawson does it, and he's now standing at third with one down.
Yeah, I think he was almost at a disadvantage, too, having that ball just as a line drive. Made it a whole lot easier, much easier spot to catch for the center fielder, and just still outran it. That was an impressive display there, and if he wouldn't have kind of got banged up there on the slide, might have found himself scoring.
That one's high to see what we got at the plate now. Harrison Fifth-Tall. So Gabe Westry 0 for 3, but is able to advance the runner to third.
Got the tying run now at the plate, so East Cobb maybe shorten up the approach here and just try and go back to that base-to-base that you you showed us in the first inning.
Fifth tall is 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored. Also has a walk.
So certainly the guy you want to see right now.
The 1-1 from Wetmore. Fifth tall puts this in play. Nice play by third to go home. You're going to have him in a rundown. That's going nearly almost collide at third base. That was almost like synchronized defense as the shortstop and third baseman almost collided. But they're able to hold on to the ball. I think in that moment you think that thing's going into the outfield, but somebody ends up grabbing it. They're able to keep the runner at bay at third base. So I'll have him at the corners.
I'm still not sure.
Fifth tall.
I'm still not sure who caught that.
Yeah, that was bizarre to say the least.
You don't typically see two guys commit to catch the same ball on a throw down to third base.
And have it not go into the outfield.
Yeah. Yeah, typically when there's that big of a miscue, it doesn't end the way you'd want it to. And obviously, you know, he was safe, so it didn't exactly end ideally. But the fact that it didn't get to the outfield is an advantage for Aqua Sox.
They're not able to get an out, though, nonetheless. They'll be 1 down with 2 on. 8-6 lead for Aqua Sox over East Cobb Patriots, who are looking to fight their way back into this one. We're down to about 13 minutes of game time remaining. Chase Charles at the plate now. We saw William King III go up and swing like he was looking to make up for some frustrations on the mound. Chase Charles had a few wild pitches that watched some runs score for Aqua Sox. I'm sure he'd love to push his team back ahead here in the bottom of the 5th and make up for performance on the mound. Taking off for second. The throw is going to get into the outfield, and there goes Tyson Dawson on his way home. Never will understand the desire to throw to second base in those situations, but nonetheless, we see Tyson Dawson cross the plate, and it's now 8-7.
It's not exactly the situation where you'd like to trade a run for an out. And obviously they didn't even get the out, but if it was a surefire out and you're trading the run for the out there, you still make it a 1-run game, and there's not enough time on the clock for you to make a difference here. So kind of a questionable call there for Aqua Sox, and now they're going to pay for it.
So now a 1-run game with Charles at the plate. Puts this in play. First baseman's got it. Is he going to be able to make the play himself? He does. He grabs the runner on his way to first.
That's heads-up play right there at first base. If you kind of commit back towards first base, there's a chance that third base runner starts streaking for home as your momentum is moving the other direction.
Yeah, and Wetmore had a little bit of a late break on his way to first as well. So I think if you think about the flip, you really didn't have time for that. So I'm not really much of an answer there at first base to Warren Graven, aside from just making the play himself. But they do have a runner at third base with 2 down. John Bemis at the plate. In for a strike. Wetmore doing a great job of filling up the strike zone. Aside from the hit by pitch, not been a lot of mistakes from him. Just seen guys putting the ball in play. Misses high. So now 1-1. Bemis will be followed by Nathan Taxi if the inning should continue for East Cobb. Just misses high.
It looked like Bemis almost wanted to get hit by that one. Didn't exactly lean into it, but certainly wasn't not getting out of the way.
The 2-1. Bemis puts this one into play. It's going to go down the right side. That's dropping in for a RBI single that has this all notched up at 8-8. Nice job by John Bemis working that AB and putting the ball in play and tying things up at 8-8.
A little bit more clutch hitting right here from the East Cobb Patriots. I think you couldn't ask for more right now in this bottom of the 5th. We talked about it. This was the time to turn things up, and it's exactly what they've done in this inning. This is what the doctor ordered 100% for East Cobb Patriots.
Especially when you've got Nathan Taxi at the plate, whose last AB resulted in an RBI triple. He's got a chance to do some more damage and potentially put East Cobb Patriots back up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. To give some love to Davis Hunt behind the plate. He has done a fantastic job back there for Aqua Sox in this game.
Having a pretty good day all around.
The 1-0. Taxi puts this in play. Short has it. Is he going to be able to make the throw? Not in time. Taxi beats that out on a tough throw from short at the edge of the grass, and Nathan Taxi's got himself another hit.
A perfect scoop as well at first base, just making every attempt he could to get that out, but just not quite in time. And now East Cobb Patriots stay alive once again and attempt to regain the lead.
Alex Bemis now at the plate. All right, sends this one over top of the second baseman's head. Runner taken off for home. The throw is not in time. Runner's going to also advance to third. So Bemis comes through with an RBI single. Just like that, East Cobb Patriots, have fought their way back and lead this one 9-8 in the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah, that's just exactly what we wanted to see out of East Cobb Patriots. If you wanted to stay in this game, you had to show up in each and every moment here in this fifth inning. We talked about time being a problem, and we talked about it being a problem, 6 minutes ago. And they continue to make this roll to just 7 minutes now on the clock. And once again, it is a factor. Theoretically, if they keep hitting the ball right now, this game could be over before we even see the sixth inning.
Caden Hunter now at the plate. So Wetmore hits him. View a little obscured there by the umpire. So now it's Zach Bass's turn with the bases loaded.
And this has been quite a long inning, so in case you're wondering why Wetmore hasn't been talked to, it's because they had a mound meeting already in this inning, and if he comes out again, he's going to get taken out of the game.
(9-8) the lead for East Cobb Patriots. Bass watches that for ball one. On deck, William King III, who stepped in for DH Matthew Trent. Watches that for a strike. It says an exit velo of 35.8 miles an hour. What?
I don't know where that came from.
Bass with a dribbler over top of the head of the pitcher.
Pretty tough play.
Able to get Bass at first base. Nice job there with the scoop there from Warren Grays as well. But 9-5 is the lead for Aqua Sox. We're down to just a few minutes of game time remaining. We'll see what Aqua Sox they're able to respond as we return from our game action in the Upper Class Fall World Series.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
Things have gotten real here in our game of the day from the Upper Class Fall World Series. Cory McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you. East Cobb Patriots now up 9-8 here in the top of the sixth inning. Just about 5 minutes of game time remaining, so depending on how this thing plays out, we could see the end of this game play out here. The Aqua Sox can't put themselves ahead and try to claw back. We've seen them do that time and time again as they scored 4 runs in the third and 4 runs in the fourth. They'll have Henry Rumble, their leadoff hitter, followed by Mason Cummings and Braden Allen. Still on the mound for East Cobb Patriots is Tyler Charles, excuse me. So Tyler going to try to shut this thing down and preserve a win here for East Cobb Patriots in our pool play action. So far we've seen Aqua Sox with 8 runs on 5 hits, but East Cobb Patriots have piled up 10 hits in all to get their 9 runs.
Yeah, interested to see what we get out of the Aqua Sox here. We saw those 2 great innings in the 3rd and the 4th, then a bit of a slow start to the 5th inning, and now they find themselves losing their lead in the bottom of the 5th, and you can probably assume morale's not high at the moment, but certainly could shift at the swing of a bat.
We were just kind of talking between the commercial break there about, as we piece together our player of the game, we've seen things get really interesting for East Cobb Patriots. So a lot to think about as we figure out who's going to end up with that award off of our broadcast.
And don't count out any Aqua Sox players
That's
just
right.
yet.
Yeah,
Got
absolutely.
a 3-0 count to start for Henry Rumble here, and maybe they could get things going, make this an interesting one.
Try not to get ahead of myself here. But East Cobb, we've seen Aqua Sox fight back multiple times. Look at what looked like they could be maybe even looking at a run rule. If you watch that first inning and you saw the way that the East Cobb Patriots just jumped on them, and Aqua Sox just seemed out of sorts after, again, rushing across the campus to play back-to-back games. You thought, okay, this one could get out of hand. But we've seen them rebound nicely, and, again, they're going to have a guy to start things off on base for them. See a leadoff walk from Henry Rumble as Mason Cummings now comes to the plate.
This is how you start these. This is kind of the recipe to success for Aqua Sox up to this point, was getting one of those early base runners on base and showing some aggressiveness on the base paths. Obviously, it hasn't paid off in some innings, and it has in others, and you just kind of got to count on your guys to get the job done now.
Strike in the outside corner.
It's a well-placed pitch right there for Tyler Charles, who has kind of struggled with his positioning of his pitches.
So just 2 minutes of 1 minute of game time remaining now. So this is going to be it unless Aqua Sox can push this thing to the bottom of the 6th inning and East Cobb Patriots then get a chance to try to tie things up or get themselves a win.
You can definitely see that Tyler Charles is thinking about the aggressive base running of Aqua Sox and trying to make sure he can hold his runner at first there. Didn't.
Takes off for second. That's going into the outfield as it gets away from the second baseman on the backup.
It looked like he had it backed up, stopped it up, just kind of hit it off to the side of himself, and luckily did not roll all the way to a center fielder. But I think either way, your base runner there for Aqua Sox would have stayed at second.
Yeah, stolen bases have come in bunches in this game. I mean, these teams have been ultra aggressive on the base pass, and that's a key trait right now for Aqua Sox as they try to get themselves at least a tie in a key pool play game.
And you can only assume that somebody was being aggressive when 17 runs are on the board. Henry Rumble staying in the back of the mind of Tyler Charles.
The 1-1. Watches that for a strike.
Good late drop to that pitch on. Oh, got a ball in play, but good late drop on the pitch for Tyler Charles that just barely squeaks that one into the strike zone. It's a real tough read, especially when the pitch is moving a little bit slower than maybe you're used to. A lot of these guys probably used to seeing in the 80s. So to see 72 with a little bit of that late vertical drop could be a tricky task.
Charles at the 1-2.
Seen some great footwork by Henry Rumble at second base.
He's definitely doing a good job of staying right in the line of sight.
Yeah, no, he knows what
Charles,
he's doing.
yep. Trying to give him something to think about, be that distraction. As he misses high to make it 3-2. Swings through that one for the strikeout. Nice job by Charles of just kind of keeping that runner off to the side and not letting him interfere with him as he mows him down for the first strikeout.
Yeah, it seemed like early in that at bat, Henry Rumble was kind of on the forefront of Tyler Charles' mind, and Charles just realized he needed to lock in on what was going on at the plate.
One down for Braden Allen. Allen is 1 for 2. Walk and RBI. 2 runs scored. Rumble makes his way to third base. Key wild pitch there is now we've now got ourselves 90 feet away from a tie ball game.
Certainly has been the difference maker for East Cobb Patriots. Seen the wild pitch be a huge problem for them, and hopefully it isn't the downfall in this one.
Braden Allen with a chance to notch this thing up. And this is high. I mean, I think if you're Tyler Charles right now, there's nothing wrong with playing to contact either. 2-0 count. Drops that in for a strike. A little more late movement. I think Allen wasn't too sure about that one, but it's going to be followed by Warren Graven in the on-deck circle. Allen jumps on this one, 90.9 off the bat as it gets past the third baseman, and here comes another run as we're all notched up at 9-9.
That's a great job just through and through on the bases for Henry Rumble. You had a great at-bat where he worked the walk, and then you see kind of a mid-at-bat stealing second base, then the mind games at second base, trying to knock Tyler Charles off his game, finds his way to third base on the wild pitch. Just seemed like everything was working out back and forth, or every time it happened for Henry Rumble, and now crosses the plate and ties it up.
Warren Graven going to look to give Aqua Sox a lead. Graven 1 for 2, a walk and a strikeout. 1 run scored. A runner at first. So we will, of course, play the bottom of the 6th inning with East Cobb Patriots being the home team.
Warren Graven just wants some love at home.
Yep. We
Wants a
obviously,
chance.
certainly the willingness of Aqua Sox to create havoc on the base pass is well within the head of Tyler Charles now as he keeps throwing over at first base. Another miss. Runner taken off for second. The throw is in time, able to get him. Looked like it may have been a tad bit late, but they were able to get the runner at second. So now it'll be 2 down. Nice job behind the plate.
Yeah, that's a great throw.
Yeah, John Bemis making an impact behind the plate as he gets the runner to make 2 down. Graves watches that one sail high to go to 3-0. So Graven will be followed by Davis Hunt. If he gets on fittingly, Hunt's made such an impact on this game behind the plate and at the plate. Miss inside, so we will see another AB from Davis Hunt.
Quite the aggressive walk bat flip by Warren Graven.
Yeah, Warren Graven wanted to make an impact in this ball game.
Little does he know he could be doing it by getting a walk. Kept his team alive. That's as big of an impact as you're looking for.
So Davis Hunt, who is 1 for 3 with a 2-run triple.
Sure wouldn't mind to do that again.
Tied up at 9-9, drops that in for a strike. Hunt, the Walnut Grove 2026. Watches that sail to make it 1-1. Another miss, now 2-1.
It's a big spot right here for Aqua Sox.
Just misses high and runs a 3-1.
With Aqua Sox here, you're either playing for a tie or a loss if you can't get a run here on the board. With time well expired now.
So Davis Hunt with a walk, and now we'll see Grant Mosley. I'll have a word here with Charles. Be interesting to see what the Aqua Sox do from a pitching standpoint if they put Wetmore back out there in the 7th inning, or if you really, I mean, having gone through what they've already gone through, 3 straight games, are they going to be able to afford to use another pitcher for?
I don't know if they can.
6th inning.
I feel like you end up maybe throwing away your next game you play if you exhaust some guy, bringing him out for this bottom of the 6th.
Especially if you're just trying to preserve a tie. You know,
yeah.
if you've got the win and maybe you think, okay, this is we need to kind of approach this a different way.
If they get another run on the board, I would expect to see a new pitcher. Otherwise, I think you're just going to let it ride, see what happens.
Grant Mosley is 0 for 2, got a strikeout. But he's got a chance to change the complexity of this game, which is a 9-9 score here in the top of the 6th with 2 down. Misses high. We've seen some moments of really strong stuff here from Tyler Charles, but he's by and large had a hard time locating the strike zone in this inning. Another miss makes it 2-0.
They're just looking to set up his guys to score that walk-off run in the bottom of the 6th, but got to get through his part of the job first.
Gets a strike in the outside corner. See what he's got on the 2-1. Mosley puts this in play. No, it's going to go down the right side foul. Two is now the count. Plenty of traffic on the base pass as Aqua Sox looking to take the lead here. Is now going to run the count full.
Well, this is the spot for the Aqua Sox. 3-2, 2 outs. Got to make a decision here.
Charles delivers. Nope, steps off. Essentially 1 pitch away from loading the bases. He does exactly that. So the bases will be loaded with 2 down as Caleb Richardson comes to the plate.
It's a huge spot now for Caleb Richardson.
Yeah, Richardson 0 for 2. He's got a strikeout and a walk.
And another walk would bring around that leading run.
These top Patriots looking to get out of a jam here. A miss. And we've seen Charles do this before, right? He came in 2 strikes, a 2-0 count, bases loaded. And he was able to get out of that and keep the Aqua Sox at bay. But he's got himself in another situation here. Another miss.
Certainly a different feel when you come in first and you inherit the runs, and this time they're your doing. It's a little bit different feeling now for Tyler Charles on the mound.
All right, 2-0's the count. Misses inside to run it to 3-0. Big pitch here could result in a lead here for Aqua Sox. The base is loaded. Charles steps off. Well, misses high, and he walks him, so we're going to now see Aqua Sox take a 10-9 lead here in the 6th inning. Here's Christopher Alcott, still has the bases loaded.
Now we might even see Aqua Sox if we see a pass ball get running, because you had Warren Graven on third base, who's not your fastest runner, is your first baseman, and he might have been slowing them down from trying to be aggressive because he probably was not going to be breaking for home. Now you can see, now you have Davis Hunt, Grant Mosley, Caleb Richardson on the base paths, which certainly opens the door for some aggressive base running if things do get out of hand for Tyler Charles.
Yeah, and I'd love to be, if we could get a view of the bullpen to see what Aqua Sox are going to do, if they're going to bring Wetmore back out or if they're going to try to preserve a win with a pitching change. Alcott watch that for strike one.
Alcott definitely no stranger to some big moments in this game. And
says that right at the shortstop. So that will end the inning, but 10-9 is a lead for Aqua Sox. Now they have a chance to preserve that victory as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. East Cobb Patriots going to try to fight their way back to at least a tie, if not a win of their own. We'll be back with the completion from LakePoint Sports.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty.
It all comes down to this for East Cobb Patriots as they trail 10-9 over Aqua Sox as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning in our game of the day from the Upper Class Fall World Series. Cory McCartney, Grayson Rosen with you, and our question has been answered as Landon Wetmore comes out for another inning, so we will not see a pitching change for Aqua Sox. See if they can hold on to this victory here as we've seen them respond each and every time. They seemingly seem down. We saw them go from a 5-0 deficit to scoring 4 runs in the 3rd inning, 4 runs in the 4th inning. And then when they were trailing, they come back and score 2 more runs in the 6th inning to now lead 10-9 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, interested to see if Wetmore can keep it up. He's been able to, sometimes he looks like he's figured it out and he's got a good rhythm going. And then, at other times it seems like East Cobb Patriots have seen him well. So interested to see what version of him we'll get here in this bottom of the 6th, which is the final inning of play.
They got to him for 3 runs in the 5th inning. William King III, and then we'll be back to the top of the order with Daniel Tompkins and Tyson Dawson. Saw King jump early in his last AB and get himself a single, and try to get things started here and produce a potential tying run on the base pass for East Cobb Patriots here to start things off in the 6th. Swings through that. May have been the best pitch that we have seen from Landon Wetmore.
Yeah, certainly the kind of pitch that you're looking to just generate swing and miss, and it's exactly what he did.
He's got King into an 0-2 count. Goes back to another breaking ball. Swings right through it, but the drop third. The throw to first in time for the out. Some great secondary stuff from Landon Wetmore to start off the 6th inning.
Yeah, we've primarily been seeing what I guess appears to be a sinker as his primary pitch that he's been throwing now, incorporating some much more enticing breaking balls.
Turns it over to Daniel Tompkins. Tompkins is 1 for 3. Strikeout and a run that was produced via him stealing home. Skies this one foul.
Now you've got the top of the lineup here for East Cobb Patriots, looking to get something done.
Yeah, the right guys at the right time for East Cobb Patriots. Just see if they can capitalize. Already 1 down. Wetmore with the 1-1. Runs it, excuse me, makes it 1-1. We got a game that starts late that's running over. I'm sure Avery Hunt somewhere
pulling his hair out.
Pulling his hair out, knowing what this is going to mean to the rest of the schedule for the today. It's going to inhibit his ability to get out of here in time to watch Alabama and Georgia. Wetmore with the 1-2. Tompkins holds off on seemingly the same pitch that we saw William King swing through for strike 3.
Let's see what Tompkins does here. I'm thinking defensive swing, considering Wetmore's pretty good at. That time he missed. I was about to say he's pretty good at getting near the zone, but
yeah, rare ball has gotten away from Davis Hunt. Count is full. Oh, just misses as Tompkins makes his way down to first base.
Yeah, close one, but a fantastic eye from Daniel Tompkins. Gets things started. See what they can do now. We saw Tyson Dawson showing off some speed on the base paths, getting those runs scored earlier in the game, but looks like maybe we'll see a pitching change.
Yeah, we will indeed see a pitching change as Landon Wetmore makes his way back to the dugout. See what direction Aqua Sox will go. We wondered if they were going to be willing to bring in another pitcher, as they've again got to play another game after this.
And this is obviously a super difficult spot to come into for any pitcher. You know, you're holding on to the lead right now with 1 run, but only 1 out. You've got a base runner now. A lot to deal with here for whoever it is that came in for Aqua Sox. Waiting to see if I can get a peek at his number. Number 13, Christopher Elcott.
Well, we've seen Christopher Alcott make an impact on this game at the plate now. He's on the mound to try to close this thing out.
Definitely one of the more exciting games, wire to wire, for our broadcasts. Good way to welcome you back from the Pro Baseball All-American game.
Yeah, it certainly has been an exciting game. I mean, we've said it a few times, but I think when you watch the beginning of this, it certainly painted the picture that we could have a quick game on our hands. But kudos to Aqua Sox for not only fighting their way back, but now having a 10-9 lead as we sit here in the bottom of the 6th.
One more pitch, says our home plate umpire. So about to get things back underway for Tyson Dawson.
Yep, and Gabe Westry lurking in the on-deck circle. We've talked about the lone ranked player in this game, has yet to make a huge impact on it. We've seen him with the sacrifice line out to left to advance the runner, but a couple strikeouts as well. He could have a chance to change things. Dawson showing bunt, pulling it back.
Same thing he did in his last at-bat. Started first pitch of the at-bat, showed bunt, didn't really go for it all that much, and see what he switches up to now.
Swings through that for strike 2. Puts this in play over top of the glove of the third baseman.
Wow.
Are they going to call it foul? They're going to call it fair. Dawson makes his way to second base. Really tough call. It looked like it may have gone foul over top of the glove of the third baseman, but nonetheless, they're going to give him the double. So we're going to have runners at second and third with 2 down, and Gabe Westry at the plate.
Looking to make his first big impact of the game. We were just talking about how we haven't quite seen as much out of a highly anticipated player in this matchup, and now he's getting intentionally walked.
Wow. So Gabe Westry getting the Barry Bonds treatment here.
Guess you're looking for a double play, and you need one here. Very interesting. Don't see that too often at this level.
Harrison Fifthall now at the plate. He's got a chance to deliver a walk-off win as he puts this in play over top of the shortstop's head. Runners taken off for home. Harrison Fifthall has got a tie ball game at 10-10.
That's a huge moment right there, especially the first pitch of the at-bat, jumping in there immediately and getting the bat on the ball. A perfect spot, kind of doing the same thing back-to-back hitters and just making things happen.
Did not waste any time jumping on that offering from Alcott and tying this ball game up at 10-10. Now here's Chase Charles.
East Cobb, as good of an opportunity as you'll get to potentially walk this game off at what would be an 11-10. And there it is.
Yep, Chase Charles does it, puts it into right field. The run scores as Dawson crosses the plate, and we have a 11-10 win for East Cobb Patriots, a walk-off win via the bat of Chase Charles. What a fantastic game. What a fantastic job of both these teams fighting back, but it ultimately belongs to the East Cobb Patriots. They get a big pool play win, 11-10 over the Aqua Sox. Big reason to celebrate for them, and certainly a big moment for Chase Charles. He may not have did what he wanted to on the mound, but he fought back big time, delivering a big moment for the East Cobb Patriots as we watch the teams with the post-game handshake. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back to wrap this up and hand out Player of the Game.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. and keep it juicy.
Boogie, woogie, jam, slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
Forget TNT. We know drama here at LakePoint Sports. 11-10 win for East Cobb Patriots over the Aqua Sox in our game of the day from the Upper Class Fall World Series. And Grayson, man, you think about Chase Charles and the game that he had. Things did not go well for him on the mound. Last just 2/3 of an inning, 4 runs, all earned, 4 walks. But he more than made up for it at the plate to earn player of the game.
Yeah, he went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And like you said, it wasn't exactly his day on the mound. But in the biggest spot, in the most important spot of this entire game, he rose to the occasion, and that is the biggest thing you could ask for out of any hitter.
Let's talk about teams bouncing back. East Cobb Patriots jump out to a 5-0 lead. Aqua Sox, who had played a game just before this, we've talked about it so many times in this broadcast, they have to go across campus to go from field 14 to field 10, which is a long walk. They had very little time to prepare for that next game. They fall behind, but then they score 4 runs in the third, 4 runs in the fourth. All of a sudden, they find themselves right back in this game. But guess what? East Cobb Patriots come back again to score 3 runs in the fifth. Aqua Sox have to score 2 in the sixth to tie this thing up. Man, we just saw these two teams just battle it out and just find an answer each time the other team seemingly had the edge.
Yeah, it was unbelievable to watch wire to wire. It was just entertainment, especially for us. But on the field, we were seeing aggressive base running from both sides that just looked phenomenal and kept driving teams forward. And then we would see some great pitching spot. It really just positional pitching, like where you're at in this game to step up in those moments was huge. And we saw it from both sides multiple times. And East Cobb Patriots just lucky enough to be hitting last.
A combined 21 runs on 19 hits in this one, so there was plenty of action all over the place in this one, including, as you mentioned, the base pass. These team were ultra aggressive, but 11-10 is the win for the East Cobb Patriots as Chase Charles comes through with a walk-off in the bottom of the 6th inning to deliver them that victory. Big pool play win for them as we continue the Upper Class Fall World Series, and it will conclude Monday with the championship game at 1:30. And of course, you can catch that broadcast as you can with all of our other broadcasts here from LakePoint Sports for free on X, Facebook, and YouTube. So make sure you join us for that one. And while you're at it, give us a follow on all of our LakePoint Sports social channels for so much more happening here on campus. Until then, for Grayson, Rosen, Avery, Hunt, and producer Mason Monroe, I'm Cory McCartney, and we're signing off from LakePoint Sports.